guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video I'm going to be doing another recommendations video, and today I'm going to be recommending to you guys some summer reading recommendations. And I know everyone is not a seasonal reader or like a theme or holiday reader, but these are just some books that I thought were sort of summer appropriate and that were a bit more on the lighter side, or I like, you know, summer recommendations. Let's get into it. First recommendation I have is The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. Despite this kind of cliche plot overall, it was so much fun and just made me laugh so often. And it was like one of those contemporary books that I was really into and interested in. And basically it's about this girl, and she kind of has told her friends that she has this boyfriend because, you know, she does. And they kind of have this disbelief that he exists. And so she says, oh, you can meet him at prom. And right in the parking lot for prom, he dumps her. So she's like, I can't go in now because then they'll think I'm lying. So she sees this dude sitting and she's like, hey, fill in for me. And it just kind of, yeah, that's what happens. And it's just really fun and fluffy, and if you like contemporary, I think Casey West is a good place. I've only read this book by her, but I do own another book by her, so I do want to read more of her work. Am I talking fast? Probably. Next here I have is Slammed by Colleen Hoover, and out of all Colleen Hoover's books, this one is probably the least sad. I mean, it's sad and emotional, but it's not as bad as the other ones, I would say. And this is Colleen Hoover's debut novel, and it basically involves an aspect of slam poetry, and I don't want to say too much, but basically this girl falls with her next door neighbor, falls in love, and then she kind of realizes that she shouldn't be falling in love with him for reasons. Anyways, and this one's just really light and fun. It's just, don't take this too seriously because this is not the best Colleen Hoover novel that I've read, but like on the lighter side, this is the best one. It's just an overall fun book, and there's also 2 more after this, so it's just really enjoyable. So I would suggest reading Slammed if you haven't already. Now I'm going to be going with a classic, not an actual classic, but like a YA classic, you know? That's Eleanor Park by Rival Rowell. And I haven't read this book in a really long time, but when I did read it, I enjoyed it a lot, and it's a very popular book, so I'd be kind of surprised if you haven't read it yet. But it is basically just about Eleanor and Park and their romance, but they're both people you would see on the street. So like this book, compared to other romances, you have like the beautiful blonde with glowing blue eyes, and then you have the hot guy with the ripping abs and the dark black hair and deep eyes. Oh my god. No. It's just like you have real people that you would see every day. That you have Eleanor, who has red hair and is a bit on the overweight side, and you also have Park, who is a Korean. Is he Korean? I believe that. Korean, I think that's what he was. And it's just, and he's like kind of a nerd in that way, and it's just about them and their romance, and it's like a realistic romance rather than, you know, the 2 hotshots getting together, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I would suggest this. Next here I have another fun and light read, and is The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. That title's so long. But basically this book is about, so basically this is a very short contemporary novel, but basically this was just such a fun book. Again, would you take this too seriously? Probably don't. Probably not the best idea, but basically it's about this girl, and she like basically just misses her flight, and she's supposed to go to her father's second wedding, which she's not very thrilled about. And she is sitting there and she meets a guy because she, you know, her flight, whatever. And it's just about when they finally get their flight, like when she leaves and when he leaves, it's about how they find their way back to each other and all this stuff. It's just enjoyable. It adds a nice twist on insta love and stuff. So it's interesting. It's just a fun light read. So I would suggest picking this up if you are a fan of light books in the summertime. Another light read, I have The Isle of the Lost by Melissa De La Cruz. I read this about last year in May, and it was just so enjoyable. It's basically about the kids of the villains, and it's about them all kind of living on this one island. Like they were like banished there. It is so interesting. Basically it's who is it? Maleficent's daughter, the Eagle Queen's daughter, the son of Jafar, and Cruella de Vil's son. It's just an enjoyable read. I would suggest picking it up. The new book just came out recently, and it's something so quick, and if you're a Disney fan, it's really enjoyable and kind of refreshing, and overall, it's fun. Check it out. And the last recommendation that I have for you guys is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This is obviously the classic Peter Pan, Neverland, Captain Hook, Tinkerbell, you know. And this just, it's a nice classic. I think anyone could read this, even if, like, the overall concept of this is so amazing. Like, I just love the overall concept of Peter Pan. And while this book was very good, it didn't impress me as much as I've seen before, but I'm still recommending it to you guys because overall it's such a successful story, and it's a classic that everyone should read because it's just, it's a classic. Just read it. It's good. I enjoyed it. And yeah, it's just one of those stories that you get to see the original classic, because if you know about children's classics, the film adaptations are so sugar-coated compared to the original stories, because one, Tinkerbell's not so nice, huh? In the movies, I remember she was nice. She ain't nice in this. She tries to kill someone. Yeah, if you're curious, you gotta go read it. These are my summer book recommendations. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you've read any of these books or would like to, and let me know some of your favorite summery reads or just light reads in general. And as much as I love as much as I love contemporary books, I literally always stay to the darker side of contemporary, but these books are some that I did enjoy that were really just light and fun, like I've said 10 times in this video. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys next time with a new video. Bye.